Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. We are at the end of 2023. Can you believe it? What a crazy year for Pokemon it's been. I'm currently putting together a list of my top 10 Pokemon cards from 2023. But what I've noticed about the list is that a lot of the cards on the list are very expensive because sometimes the best cards are also the most expensive cards, and I don't think that's right. I think there are a bunch of really awesome cards in the hobby that are incredibly affordable. So I really want to shout out those cards. So in today's video, we are going to do a call out of some really amazing Pokemon cards from 2023 that are under $20. These are cards that are easy pickup any day of the weeks, and they are going to look great inside of your collection. First card we're going to talk about that's a great card to add to your collection for under $20 from 2023 is the Illustration Rare Mewtwo. They actually took this card out of the Pokemon 151 set. If it was inside of Pokemon 151, I think it would have been a super expensive card, probably right around $40 to $50, but it is available as a promo card inside of the Pokemon 151 Ultra Premium Collection, which is readily available right now, which is why this card is currently going for a whopping $2. That's all it takes for you to pick up this card. If you don't have this card inside your collection, you should pick it up. It's $2 and it's gonna look amazing inside of your collection. Easily one of the cheapest card for the most amount of value that you're gonna get from how awesome it is. Next up, we have a card from Paldea Evolve. I made sure to put at least one card from every single Pokemon card set that came out this year on this list because there were really some really cool cards inside of every single set. And the next card we're going to talk about is the Tyranitar Art Rare card. This card is just fantastic. It looks really awesome. One of the best illustration rare that was really printed this year. And you can pick this card up for just $18. It's going to look great inside of your collection. Next up, we got ourselves a Japanese promo card, and I do believe this is a Japanese promo that is deserving of a spot inside of your collection, even if you're not a Japanese collector, and that is the Pikachu Scarlet and Violet 001 promo. This card did not really exactly come out this year, probably came out a little bit earlier, but I'm still going to count it in the 2023 list. It's a really fantastic card. It really recognizes the grand opening of the Scarlet and Violet era, which came out really last holiday season, but I'm still going to put this on the list because I think it looks fantastic and it is deserving of a spot inside of your collection. If you want something that says, yes, I started collecting Scarlet and Violet and this was the card that really opened up the era, I think Pikachu Scarlet and Violet Promo 001 is a great card to add to your collection. It's an easy pickup, and even if you don't like Japanese card, it's a card that everyone is going to recognize immediately, and you can currently pick this one up on the secondary market for right around between $16 to $20 depending on where you are, but that's really a solid price for a readily available promo card. I don't think this card is going to be super expensive. There's just a ton of copies of it floating around, but it is one that is just fun to have inside of your collection. Next up, we have a trio of cards. I know that's not really one card, I'm kind of cheating here, but I just really couldn't pick one of this trio, and you really want the whole entire trio, and that is going to be the Raikou-Entei-Suicune V from Crown Zenith. That's right, Crown Zenith came out this year. Can you believe that? A bunch of really cool illustration and Galarian gallery cards is what they're called inside of Crown Zenith. But of all the cards that came out, I would say this trio of cards is really deserving inside of your collection. There's a couple of issues with this trio in that their art does not really match, but they are a cool art trio to have if you're just looking for an easy way to display the cards. They fit in a row inside of your binder real easily. They fit inside of a 3-card frame also very easily. And this trio of cards, you can pick up each one for right around between $10 to $15. I think the most expensive one and also the best looking one of the three is probably going to be the Suicune. The one that looks the most derpy is probably going to be the Entei, and Raikou is somewhere right in the middle, but you probably want all three, and they go for between $10 to $15. They are really cool cards. Next up, we have a card from Obsidian Flames, and really Obsidian Flames was more of a little Kindle or a little Ember. It wasn't that much of a fire really. If you look at Obsidian Flames, there's only 2 cards in Obsidian Flames that are over $20, and both of those cards are Charizard. Pretty much everything else in Obsidian Flames is super duper cheap. So I really had my pick of any card I wanted to add to this list, and the card that I decided to pick was the Ninetales Illustration Rare, which is a super cool looking card. And this card, shockingly, is only going for $7. $7, that is a super easy pickup in my personal opinion. You could probably pick it up for the same price as a grande drink from Starbucks, so it's a super easy card to add to your collection. And by far, I do believe the Ninetales is the best illustration rare that came out of Obsidian Flames, which Obsidian Flames, for all intensive purpose, I think was kind of a lackluster set. There just wasn't enough there. Charizard just really can't carry a set like it does back in the day. So now if you really want some other really cool stuff, people are getting a little bit burned out by Charizard. And I do think the Ninetales is a great card for Obsidian Flames, and for $7, it's an easy pickup. I think this is one of the first cards from this list that I would consider picking up immediately. Next up, we have a card from Paradox Rift, and this is my favorite illustration rare from Paradox Rift. There's a bunch of really cool cards from Paradox Rift. It's actually kind of an underrated set in my personal opinion. There's just a bunch of really cool cards in it. But the illustration rare that I'm going to pick that I think is really cool is going to be the Steelix card. I think this one is just fantastic. I love Steelix, and I love when they show an art of how the world in Pokemon works, where Steelix is not just a Pokemon. You can almost see how Steelix helps with the world. So I think it's a really cool card, and I love art like this. They've done it with a couple of other cards. Of course, there's cards like, I think there's a Machoke or Machamp out there where you can see Machamp or Machoke. I think both of them have different illustration or alt art cards where they're doing different heavy lifting stuff around the world. And I think those cards are fantastic as well. Lots of people agree with me on that. And the Steelix card is currently going for around $10. It might actually get cheaper because Paradox Rift is a brand new set. And usually with brand new sets, some of the cards tend to decline in terms of price over time as people pick up a ton of them and they don't really appreciate in value. So I guess if you really want to min-max it, then the Steelix will probably be a $5 card in 6 to 12 months. But I'm not really worried about that kind of money between a $5 or $10 card. If you want it inside of your collection and you're going to appreciate and enjoy it, then I think picking it up for $10 is completely fine right now. Next on the list, we got ourselves a card from Pokemon 151. I think Pokemon 151 has the most amount of cards on this list. If you count something like the Mewtwo illustration rare promo from the start of this video as also being from Pokemon 151. The next card I'm going to pick is a Pikachu card. The Pikachu illustration rare from Pokemon 151 is just really, really cool. It's very different. The illustration is very nice. I love the detail. Once again, it's one of those cards where you can see the world of Pokemon, but the art is kind of unique. It almost looks like it was drawn in a Disney or Pixar style. It doesn't really look like the anime. So it's a very interesting illustration card, and one that I really believe should be inside of your collection. If you're just looking for a bunch of really cool cards, this is one that's easy to pick up. It's currently going for $15, which I think is actually a little bit expensive in terms of these illustration rare, but it's really because of how expensive Pokemon 151 is. There's a ton of really expensive cards in 151. It actually has a ton of expensive cards, and the card prices have actually been slowly climbing in value, which is kind of unique for a set like that. But people are just really enjoying this set. 151 is the fan favorite set for being the best set of the year. So I can definitely see how some of the prices are climbing because a lot of people are actually completing master sets. So I'm not completing a master set of 151. I haven't completed master sets in a long time just because sets nowadays have 200 or 300 cards and it's kind of hard to actually complete them. But the Pikachu 151 is a really cool art card, and I think you can easily pick it up. And even someone that's not into Pokemon can probably appreciate this card. Next up, we got another card from Pokemon 151, and that is a full art trainer card. We have a full art trainer card on this list, and it's my favorite full art trainer card of the year, just a regular full art trainer card, and that is Erika's Invitation, which I think looks really amazing. This card in 151 is currently going for around $12, which is incredibly affordable when it comes to the full art trainer market. It's one of my favorite from this year. It's a fantastic looking card. It's as good as any other illustration rare. Some of the full art trainer cards are kind of bland, they're kind of boring, but the Erika's Invitation one looks fantastic. There's a ton of detail. It's a really nice artistic card, really vibrant. I love the design of it, and for 12 bucks, it's one of the cheapest one on the list by far. Being from 151, it's a fantastic pickup if you're just a fan of full art trainer cards. Next up, we got ourselves another trio of cards, but very different from the Entei-Suicune and Raikou, which are almost like a true trio. Here we have an evolution trio, and it's from Scarlet and Violet base. I've definitely talked about these cards before, but I think this is also an easy pickup, and that is the Ralts-Kirlia-Gardevoir illustration rare from Scarlet and Violet base. When you combine these three cards, it tells a very heartwarming and touching story about a family who grows and lives with Ralts into Kirlia into Gardevoir, where the humans actually grow old with their Pokemon, and you can see that from them moving into a new house, having a baby, to growing old together, and it really tugs at my heartstring. Even talking about it kind of chokes me up. I just love this kind of series of card. It makes you think about your childhood growing up. It makes you kind of think about your parental figures, whoever those were in your life, and where they are now. Perhaps they're also old and now you're almost taking care of them. So it really tugs at my heartstring, and I love this illustration rare set. I can't gush about it enough. And this set is so affordable right now. You can pick up the Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir for all under $20. I think the cheapest one might be the Ralts or Kirlia, going for $5. And the Gardevoir is currently between $18 to $20. So for a trio of sets from this list, I would say this is my favorite series that they've done, and I just love this kind of story. Really wish the Pokemon Company would do more of it, but great series of cards, absolutely love them. For our 10th card, was it really our 10th card? If you actually count all the cards I talked about, this is really like our 16th or 17th card, but it doesn't matter. We're not counting here. And the final card on this list, in no particular order, we have ourselves the Charmander Elite Trainer Box promo card. If anything that was really good came out of Obsidian Flames, it's probably the Charmander promo card. This card is just really cool. I love this card. I love how goofy it is, how zany it is. That Charmander is just staring through this window, just really glaring at this Pidgey. It's a great looking card, absolutely adorable. For $4, it is an easy pickup. It's cheaper than a Big Mac nowadays, and I would rather have this card over a Big Mac unless I'm starving or something like that. So it's a nice card to add to your collection. Super adorable, and if you have a partner, they'll probably think it's super cute as well. So that's been my list for a bunch of really affordable, great looking cards that are from 2023. If you have all the cards from this list, then you really have a fantastic collection for a really affordable price, since you can pick up multiple copies of a bunch of cards on this list for the same price as like a $50 Elite Trainer box. And you're probably excited if you were to pull these cards from your Elite Trainer box. So instead of buying a really expensive sealed products, buying singles and having a really awesome collection can be the way to go. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have you had some really great luck this year? What has been your best pull? How was 2023 for you? And what do you think are some other really great underrated cards from this year? Let me know down in the comments. I read everything, and a lot of people do read the comments as well. So you are touching and reaching other people in the hobby. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.